Hey everybody. One thing that I wanted to start doing this year with each of our units in math is at the beginning of each unit, I am going to pull up the Florida standards, the best standards that all fifth grade students in the state of Florida are expected to learn. These are the things that we know will be covered at some point on the FAST test at the end of the year. So the reason I wanted to do this is because our curriculum aligns with it, but I want to specifically take a look at what exactly are you going to see when you get to that test, so that as you're going through your lesson, once you've watched our standards video at the beginning of each one, you'll know specifically, oh, we definitely need to practice this, or this is in here, but it's not necessarily in our standards. And I'll try to make that clear in the rest of the intro page as well. But your very first unit for fifth grade math is the coordinate system. So that's when you picture your graph paper, you have your coordinate pairs, all of that stuff is going to be included in this. This is an introduction. It's something that is fairly new. You may have seen it briefly in previous grades, but this is where it's going to get a little more detailed. So for fifth grade, what specifically do you have to do? This first one right here, this is the first standard, plot points and represent problems on the coordinate plane. So basically you're going to have questions where you see a coordinate plane and it tells you numbers and you have to put them on there. You have to plot them. It's actually kind of fun. This is one of my favorite types of problems to work with because it ends up just being fun. Once you get into the rhythm and you know X goes here, Y goes here, it's fun to plot them. So we're going to have to learn how to put them onto the graph paper, whether that be virtual graph paper or maybe you have it printed out or maybe it's in your book at home. So we have a combination of those. We're going to do all different types. And then it gets down into real specifics right here, which you can read. I'll link these as well to the intro page so you, as learning coaches, have access to those. But basically, you're going to identify the origin, where things start, and accesses in the coordinate system, plot and label ordered pairs and the first coordinate of the coordinate plane. So we're not getting super complicated in fifth grade with this. We're just kind of getting that intro of plotting. And we'll do examples that make this make sense, but the main thing for this one you need to know is you're going to have to know where to put it on the graph paper, on the coordinate plane. And then the second part of that, there's the standard right here, represent mathematical and real word problems by plotting points in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane. So again, it's plotting. The only difference here is you're going to have to read a word problem and understand where you're plotting them. So you're going to have to know those key vocabulary terms that are going to always be at the top of your intro page. If you know those, this is going to be no problem. So we'll do a lot more examples, but I did want to show you the two standards that are expected in fifth grade that go with that. And again, you can expect that for the rest of the units as well. All right, let's get going.